You're over 50 and you want to live as long as possible, as healthy as possible, without having to obsess over every little detail. What does that take? That's exactly what we're going to cover in this video. There are 8 steps to it. Step number 1 is to set SMART goals. SMART means S-M-A-R-T. That is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. So you have a deadline. Set between 1 to 3 SMART goals, no more than that. Why is it important to set SMART goals? So that you know you're on track. If your goal is very vague, like I want to exercise, how do you know you're on the right track? A better goal would be I want to exercise 3 times per week for an hour. After you've set your SMART goals, identify the behaviors that will lead to success at those goals. For example, if you want to get stronger, then the solution is strength training. If you want to build your endurance, the solution is cardio. If you want to build flexibility, the solution is stretching. So you need to have the outcomes as well as the behaviors that will help you achieve those goals. Next, you have to figure out how to fit exercise into your day. Are you very, very busy? Are you taking care of young children, aging parents, etc.? Do you have a lot of work to do? Or are you retired and do you have all the time in the world and you can devote as much time as necessary to it? So figure out what can you realistically do. Not ideally, but realistically. If you think you can do an hour 5 days per week, cut it down to half an hour 5 days per week, or maybe an hour 3 days per week. Do less than you think you can, just because initially the goal is to simply get good compliance, get good momentum going. After you've got good momentum, then start to optimize things. The goal is to, at first, just do it. After that, after you have a consistent history of doing something on a regular basis, do it right. If you need help figuring out what's the best way to use your time, whether it's 30 minutes per day, a couple times a week, or an hour 5 days per week, we have a special program just for that purpose, and you can click on the link below, which will take you to our homepage where you can fill out an application form to set up a quick 10 to 15 minute Zoom chat with us. It's no pressure, no obligation, no sales pitch, just to see where we can help you. Step 4. After you've identified the exercise side of things, you have to figure out the nutrition side of things. At the end of the day, nutrition for a healthy body is extremely simple. Maybe not easy, but simple. All it takes is really 3 major elements. 1, the right calories. 2, the right amount of protein. And 3, the right amount of fiber. Everything else, it matters so little, it's not even worth focusing on. Should you do intermittent fasting or not do intermittent fasting? Makes no difference. Should you eat after 6 or not eat after 6? Makes no difference. What should be your ratio of carbs to fats? Makes no difference. So these are the only 3 elements that matter, and it's up to you to figure out what behavioral modifications can you make to achieve those goals. Maybe you can keep eating the way you're eating, just add 1 serving of protein, 1 serving of fiber to that meal. Step 5, now you develop this plan. It looks perfect in your head, but then real life happens. Maybe it's not in your habit. Maybe you're 55, 60, 70, 80 years old, and you just don't have the habit of healthy eating, healthy exercising. So you have to reinforce that habit on a regular basis. There are a number of ways you can reinforce that. 1 is to get an accountability partner. Your accountability partner could be a friend, a family member, a coworker, anybody who knows about your goal and is there to keep you accountable. Bonus points if that accountability partner is a personal trainer, because they're responsible not just for the accountability side of things, but also the effectiveness side of things. Another way to maintain accountability is to simply put it into your calendar. And even better if you combine the two. If you get an accountability partner and you combine that with putting it into your calendar, and then you check things off. You see it on your calendar every day. Ideally, it's a print calendar, not just a calendar on your phone, but if you want, you can do both. And that will help you stay on track better than if you don't use any accountability whatsoever. Step 6, seek progress, not perfection. You might have this perfect plan in your head, but then real life happens. All that you want to do, you don't want to have a perfect plan. Or maybe you do, but you don't want to set that as a goal. All you want to do is you want to beat your result from last week. Maybe your goal is to exercise 4 days per week, but you're only successfully doing once a week. All you want to do the following week is try twice a week. All you want to do the following week is try 3 times per week. So just try to beat the result from the previous week. Don't go for perfection initially, just go for better than last week. As long as you're making 1 little progress across 52 weeks, that's going to be a lot of progress. But it does take some planning and some commitment accountability. Step 7. Again, you might have this perfect plan in your head, but real life happens. It's important to anticipate any obstacles before they happen. The reason for that is if you wait for the obstacle to happen, it might just knock you off track entirely, and it'll take you maybe another year to get back on. However, if you anticipate the obstacles ahead of time and plan what you will do when those obstacles happen, well, they're expected. It's much easier to get back on track without getting derailed too much. That's called the positive power of negative preparation. Step 8, do regular audits of how you're doing. Keep track of, are you getting closer to your goal? No closer, or even getting further away from your goal. And then create a plan of either, if everything's on track, there's no plan to create, just keep following the plan. But if despite your best efforts and your best thinking, you're still not on track, we'll figure out what is the obstacle and what can you do to get over that obstacle. These are the 8 steps that you need to follow in order to get you from where you are to where you want to be in a step-by-step fashion that's not a dramatic change to your lifestyle. If you want more information on exercise and nutrition for people over 50, we have a free exercise and nutrition newsletter. Check that out at the link in the description below.